Well, here is what we're up to today. We're waiting for some parts for that 9620. Jared got the black C5 out of here and he's got the white one in here. I loaded up scrap tires while they were starting to work on this, but they've got the hydraulic pump removed from it. We need to get a different hydraulic pump installed onto it. And we've got to put a hydraulic valve on it to run the belt trailers and the manure tankers. And then the plan is we're going to paint this as well. So this truck we bought back in October. It is a 2006 Kenworth C500. It's configured a little differently than the other C500 that we have. It's got a longer hood on it. This has got, what has it got on it? 106,000 miles on it or something like that. 125 or something. Does not have that many miles on it. It actually has 105,000 kilometers. Is that right? Yeah, it's got 105,337 kilometers on it. It's got this smaller sleeper on there. And we're gonna leave the sleeper on it, use it for tools and what have you like that. So that's what we've got going on with this guy, right, Nathan?
Yep.
Nathan ended up pulling the hydraulic pump off. It's a large hydraulic pump. I don't know what they ran. They ran some kind of a blower with it, I'm assuming, because that's quite large. Anybody that's looking for one of these, there it is. I'll put the it's a Sun Source hydraulic pump. Looks like a 1-inch shaft on it. Actually, it's bigger than 1 inch, I bet. So we've got some components that need removed and some components that need added. And you'll happen to notice the Mac is in here. This is in here for an engine swap. And Jared wants to put a hood on it too. There's a hood upstairs that is sitting right there. It's a red hood. And he would like to get that on here. He does have some broken springs up front. Allied Spring was just here a little while ago. They sized everything up that he needs. And this truck, a while ago, had ended up piercing a hole in the side of the block. I don't know where that hole is. And the bell housing is cracked on it as well. So that's what we're up to here. We're waiting for some parts. And we'll get that 9620 back together, but that's going to be in the previous video, or that stuff would be in the previous video. So we'll keep at it here, and we'll yeah. Alright, so here's where we are at with this truck stuff. These videos are overlapping each other. The video that you have seen prior to this one was the video of working on the 9620. I got as far as I could go with that. The parts came in for it. It should have been put together here last night, but we lacked 2 belts. The one belt that came was wrong, and the other one didn't come. I had to have I had an appointment to have my leg looked at here last night. So, while I was gone, they ended up getting the engine out of the Mack. So he's got that out of there. They've done some work to this C5 as well. They've got another PTO on it. And I got to get a pump on there. I've got to get the valve body and whatever put on it. They pulled the mattress out of the cab. Now that's the PTO that was on there, and that there is the pump. So you're probably asking, what'd you have to have done with your leg? I had varicose veins removed out of both legs. I don't know if it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And I went in for more or less an annual checkup here last night, and got one vein that opened back up again. They had to inject that one. And it is very minor though. It's just an injection that they put in it. And I've got a compression stocking like thing on that I have to wear for a week. So Jared also ordered some front springs for this. He'll have to get things sorted here, but I didn't have any video footage of these guys pulling this engine out. I'm not even sure if they used the crane or not. I don't know what they used, but they've got it out. So we'll keep at it here, and we'll join up with you in a little while. We've got to start building the bumper for this truck. I've got to go and grab belts quick, get that job over there finished up, which you guys already seen that job, and we'll just keep after it here. Well, we're finally ready to start building the bumper for this truck. We've got to build a bumper for this C5, and we've got to build a bumper for the backup chopper that we have bought. So the chopper has a 14-inch beam. Our other chopper, 8700's got a 14-inch beam on there. I used a piece of 10-inch by 3, and I used a piece of 3-inch by 4 rectangle tubing, and it got me a 14-inch tall bumper. So I was naturally looking for 14-inch material. And that's what we have here. Alro had drops that are like 190 inches or so. You need a chain, Nate?
Yeah.
Just take the 8320 down. It's got the chain right on the back.
He's got the loader up there already. I'll just take the chain.
Okay. So they had these two different lengths here. They're like 190 inches. There's roughly enough here for making 2 bumpers out of either material. So what we have here is a 14-inch by 6-inch wide rectangle tube. That's 250 wall. It's 1/4 of an inch thick. And another piece that they had was a piece of 4 by 14, and that is 1/2-inch wall. Now you might be saying, why did you buy 2 pieces? Well, to be honest with you, I didn't know what I wanted to use. If I bought a full length of the material that is used on our chopper, which is, that was only 3/16, 3 by 4, I would have had a 24-foot length, and if I built 2 bumpers, I would have had 8 foot left over. And these pieces were, well, I'm not going to say they were relatively cheap, but it gave me options. So if I use one on one and one on the other, I'll have a length enough to do what I want to do again on both as well. But I didn't know what I wanted to use. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this 6 by 14 on the bumper of this truck. to make a bumper for this truck. Now I'll show you what's going on over next door here. They've done quite a bit of work to this truck already in preparations of getting it ready for a wet line and getting it ready to paint. If you recall, I had that big apparatus on the back there. There was a couple of air dryers on there. The hydraulic lines for what components they ran. I don't know exactly what they ran with this truck, but it was rather heavy duty. Got 1.5 inch high pressure hydraulic hoses. We've got a PTO that is an extreme duty PTO, and then this huge hydraulic pump, which I haven't even looked up that hydraulic pump. I will put some information along with that if any of you guys can use that hydraulic pump. We can get that packaged up for you and send it to you. But Jared has taken a lot of the stuff off of this truck that we don't need. He ended up pulling the mattress out of this, and he's got the cab here. Basically, he's getting it ready for just to put like toolboxes and whatever like that into. He's got some stuff to remove on it. He's got the dash tore apart, getting ready to put the air switches and whatever in the cab for running the manure spreader and our moss silage trailer. So that's where we're at with that. This bumper here is basically the same thing that was on that other truck next door, and this here is 14 inches tall. So it's basically what we're going to be doing is making kind of the same thing. We've got the hook that has to go on the front, and that will be utilized by bolting right to this guy here. So we'll have to get this guy off, drill the holes into it to get it to mount in that tube. What we're going to do is cope the tube out and have this bolt on the inner part of the tube on the front, and the tube will come back to here, and then we're going to box it all out on the inside. It's a little overkill, but at least I didn't have to have anything formed, and I've got kind of the same thing going on as far as what that other truck has, and they all look very similar to one another. We're waiting on our rails to bolt to the frame so we can put the new fifth wheel on, and then I've got a set of full fenders that we want to put on this as well, but I can't put them on until I get the fifth wheel on there so that we know where to have the fenders mounted to. So we're going to keep after it here. Well, we've got this marked out. What we're going to do is we're going to take this chunk out of this tube, and then we'll heat this up and pull this around so it'll have about the same contour as what the bumper has on the white one currently. So we'll cut this out with a plasma cutter, heat it up, and then weld it together. So that's what we're kind of working with here. right, we've got our angle gaps cut. Now I've got them cleaned up. We're just going to pull it together with a strap, get it together best we can, and then make sure both of them are right at the exact same angle as each other. I might have to take a little bit more off of that one over there. I think that one on that side is a little short. I don't think I took enough out of that. But we'll go ahead and get her pulled together. I don't know if this strap is gonna stay on there or not. Might have to put some heat on it. I think I'm gonna have to put a little bit of heat back there because after all, this material is 1/4 of an inch thick and it's going to take a little bit to get it. All right, now we've just got to check our angles here and make sure they are the same. If they are, we can weld it. If not, we'll have to take it a little bit further. Actually, I have to close this one up a little further yet. So we'll close that one up a little more and make sure we have what we're supposed to have here. All right, so we are spot on. Both sides are perfect. So that side is that angle, and this side is the exact same. So what we're going to do now is tack weld this, get it all tack welded so that we can let that strap off of there, and then we'll weld it completely. Then what we have to do is we have to cut this back section out so that it'll fit over the top of the frame piece there. So we're going to get into doing some welding now. Well, this is the progress that we have made so far on this bumper. We've got this welded together, got the welds cleaned up with a grinder, and this is where we are going to sign off from this video. You'll have to tune in to the next video to see how this turns out. But that's where we'll leave off with you. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will catch you at the next video.